Craig's here, or Craig's here with me.
Been set up.
So. So we do have an exec. Save it.
Save what?
Sharon,
Your singing voice. You
Oh,
might need it someday.
I thought I was locked out.
surprise, surprise.
Should have a quorum. Wait for Craig to get logged in.
We're installing updates.
Well, I'll come off my, whatever.
Okay.
Craig's here, but. Oh, shoot. All right. So I'll call the executive bark meeting to order. First order of business is project updates.
Would you like me to take attendance?
That would be nice.
Craig Leggett,
Here.
Dan Bruno,
Here.
Dave O'Brien.
Here. Okay. Still trying to work with the Canal Corp and
Oh,
you're muted. Need to get out of.
Let's start over. Sorry.
Not join audio. Go back to the original. Okay. Project updates, we're still working with Canal side with our electric and also Brain for access to the thing. I've been waiting for 2 weeks for a conference call with Canal Corp, but we're going to go a different route today. Morton Salt was off the table, on the table. We have no idea what it is. We haven't heard anything from them yet. They got a deadline. They're supposed to have it done in August. Thoughts are they're going to stay down where they're at, but haven't heard anything. There's a conflict. Some people say that they got to be out of there. Some people say they're not. So we shall see what happens.
In Albany?
Albany, Port Albany. Last we heard, they called and said that, not they called, they talked to SMS, said they were having a consultant look at rail rates. Well, everything's being transported from Midwest, so they're already shipping it in by rail. So we'll see what happens. TDI contacted me yesterday, update. They're still looking to rent some space over there. That's in progress. We have some interest in one of the buildings, continues to be interested. However, they have some agricultural work they're doing, so they're putting it off until they get the agricultural work done. So we'll see what happens with that. Michael, I talked to John Davis this morning about something, and he said that who is, I don't know. We're getting feedback from someone that the cameras produced a result. It seems like the lock doesn't catch. So the lock itself was swinging open. It wouldn't click, it wouldn't stay, so it was opening up. So that's what happened there. Still looking at the cameras to see what else is going on with it.
Okay, well, that's good news that nobody was actually trespassing.
Oh, hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, Michael, I didn't hear what you said.
I said that's good news as opposed to somebody trespassing. It was just a mechanical issue with the lock.
Well, still, we don't know about anyone trespassing. There's still got more cameras going on there.
Okay,
So we'll see what the cameras say. But there's still a question about the rail building and the other in the mobile home. So we'll see what happens there.
yeah, I'm gonna stay in contact with Everett just to see what is transpiring. If anything further comes of both the trailer and the rail house.
Yeah. Bob, delineation. I mean, back on the 15th, got an email from Steve George, and they were talking about the fact that they had met with John Connell, and they were asked for a hybrid. And what's the status on that?
Yesterday, I received the updated notes from Steve George that we can take care of the mapping on that. My plan is, and obviously to get this thing turned around as quick as we can, is try to get onto it today. I'm hoping I can have that back in Steve's hands by tomorrow. Admittedly, on this one, Dave, I'm a bit confused because in the email that I received yesterday from Stephen, and I just saw it only came to myself, so I will share this with you, that apparently John Connell has changed his mind again, and we're going to do the expedited on 4 and 5 right now so we can keep that moving for Hilltop. So I'm taking care of those notes, and then Steve will follow up with me on the remainder of the properties. That's the latest that I'm aware of from Steve.
Okay. Well, I'm concerned at how long this is taking. Just for the information of the board, I was curious how much got invested in this delineation project. Right now, it's up to $48,000. And part of me says, if I known that, I would have just shut all the lots down and wouldn't sold the lots and just left them alone. But that's part of me. But it had to be done. I realized it had to be done. We were paying for 20 years of missing what we did. But this thing seems to have a life of its own. And sometimes schedules aren't met, and people make promises and schedules aren't met. I know everyone's busy, but this is important for Hilltop, and I'm really concerned about the time it's taken.
Understood. So that's with me getting this latest information, we're going to get this back in Steve's hands so he can get this into the core.
Okay.
Bob, I just
Michael?
had one question. If when you say expedited for lots 4 and 5, so it'll be 2 separate processes?
That's my understanding. It sounds like John Connell has reverted back to the original plan. He's moved away from the hybrid. Why that's happened, I'm not entirely sure. I think that's a little bit unfortunate because I think that was a little bit that contributed somewhat to this delay. But now that we've got this 4 and 5, we can keep that moving because it sounds like the Hilltop is beyond frustrated, is my understanding at this point. So we can get this resolved.
Yeah. Well, Craig?
Chairman, yeah. So what changed? Why did the Army Corps of Engineer fellow
change course?
Unfortunately, Mr. Leggett, I do not know that answer. I can pose that question to Steve at North Country Ecological and see if he's got a better answer than I can provide you.
Perhaps
This
this
is
is my-
not something that could just be capricious. It's got to be based on something.
Probably one of my frustrations from the communication I had with Steve.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
Bob, when you say
Can you clarify?
expedited, you mean it in a relative term, I would assume.
That is correct. But what is on my plate at the moment is obviously getting these updates that Steve had shared with me yesterday, get those on the maps that can support his report and documentation that's going to the Corps of Engineers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Anything else from your standpoint, Bob?
I don't believe so. I know you had received the report that Tom had on Block 8 Way. I'm assuming that's answered what you were looking for at this time.
Yeah, I forwarded that the appraisal. This is for the appraisal, so we can turn it. This is for the appraisal, so we could turn the road over to the town of Fort Edward for free. The state requires an appraisal, so we had to get appraisal done. As I talked about, I think last meeting, it's about $2,000 to get the appraisal done. And we had to have professional evaluation of the road for the appraiser to get what he needs, so he can figure out what the value is and what the expected life is. So I talked to him Monday. He's got that. It's in progress, so he's going to get it done. So
Okay.
That's where we're at with that. So thank Tom for getting that done for us.
Yep, I can certainly do that. That's all I have at the moment, unless there's questions for myself.
Any questions for Bob? Thanks, Bob.
Okay. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Michael, your turn.
Good morning, everybody. Since last the Executive Park Board met a month ago, just a few things I'll highlight. Last night I attended the Washington County Meeting of the Minds event in regards to tourism. It was hosted by Laura Oswald and Black Dog. That was a really well-planned event, pretty well attended. Made some contacts there we might be able to move forward with. Last week, I addressed the North Creek Business Alliance. Again, very well attended. Had a few follow-up calls with that for potential businesses that we may partner with. Still been meeting with various members of the Board of Supervisors, developers, and business leaders. A couple of them that I'll highlight is KeyBank has a new director of community engagement that I met with a couple of weeks ago. Principals of the Charter Oak Financial Institution was another meeting that was very productive. And then in regards to the two parks, on the 24th, I was out there with Our Electric. We changed the locks on all the transformers and inspected the insides of them while doing that. They're all in very good condition, including the transformer located nearest the substation, which clearly has not been operating for quite some time, as opposed to the other ones that are on. Probably could use it for spare parts if ever we needed it, but they're all in good condition. So if ever we decided to shut them down for short periods of time, they were confident that it would be okay. Nothing new to report with the Airport Industrial Park, other than I did show lots 31 and 32 to a gentleman who had some interest in it. So I will continue to follow up with him. We're the marketing, from a marketing standpoint, a couple of points still working with, we're still waiting on Behan Communications' latest proposal in regards to website overhaul and video on a past client. And just this week on Monday, I posted about our partnership with Fort William Henry moving forward, and in less than a day, it had over 500 hits. So that was a good marketing tool to put out there. And that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
One other note, there is a company, who's that company we're looking at the 16th? They want to bring barley in and hops?
Yes, we received a phone call last week from a gentleman by the name of Daniel Mack, representing a company out of Minnesota, interested in visiting the Canal Side Park on the 16th for potentially bringing in barley from Western Canada via rail for a malt company. Craig, Kyle, obviously the chairman is aware. Dan, I made sure that you were in the loop on that if you're available. I know the chair is planning on attending, and Craig and Kyle will be there. Unfortunately, I have some previously scheduled meetings with some other businesses up in the Lake George area, so I won't be able to attend.
Okay,
I'll be there.
thank you. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah,
Seems like
Mr. Chairman.
everything seems like everyone's in a hurry and then slow down.
Yeah.
Greg,
Thank you. Some of these operations that you've been telling us about that are interested in the Canal Side Park are right in line with where this park is well positioned, whether it's Ideal Dairy or this barley company. What's already there with SMS. It'd be great to see that, to be able to expand as well. So I hope it goes well.
yeah. Any questions for Michael? Dan Bruno on Canal Side. Just before we start, I don't know how many people know him, but Sean Doty from Labella is leaving Labella. He was in charge of our project. They switched it over to a guy named Paul Goulet, however you pronounce it. He is going to a company up in Bolton Landing, Kathy Swain. Does that ring any bell?
Kathy Suazo.
Suazo, okay. So we'll miss him.
For sure.
Okay, Dan, sorry to
All right.
interrupt, but I thought that was important.
No, that's fine. I talked with Paul Gillette, and according to him, the first phase of their work is complete per the proposal that they had given us. And excuse me, they're developing an updated proposal for the IDA to develop the engineer's report to be submitted to the
Sorry, Dan, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
must be on your end. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Yep.
Talk to the microphone. I think that you're talking
Yeah.
sideways and it's coming
It's when you
back.
talk away, Dan.
Really? Oh, gosh. All right. All right, I'll start over. We talked to Paul Gillette yesterday, and he said that they are complete their first phase in accordance with the proposal that they had given the IDA. And they are developing, just reading my notes, that's why they're developing an updated proposal for the IDA to develop the engineer's report, which will be submitted to DEC. That includes sewer capacity, treatment plant capacity, I&I, and mitigation. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with what mitigation is. If you have, which unfortunately, most sewer systems have, you get infiltration, stormwater, etc. So you can mitigate that, but the catch is your mitigation has to pretty much eliminate 4 times the peak flow in that system. In other words, it's a pretty high bar. So I'm not sure that that's going to work, but they'll include that. And they'll provide some costs, etc. And I hope to have that next week. Any questions?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Just one note, we do have video conferencing, public hearing on Monday,
right.
and we'll be doing that and hopefully getting in shape so we can do video conferencing. I will want to remind people that that is going to be encouraging people to meet more in person, which I think was the desire of the board anyways, try and get more together and have more meetings together, while still allowing some video conferencing abilities. Craig.
And I tried to be there in person today, but because of video conferencing, I have to sit in the next room to you.
Well, I didn't realize you were coming. I would have brought my computer. We could have done it that way, but
It's okay.
okay.
In person
So,
is
we'll
good.
see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Do we have any other anything, Carrie, on your part?
I don't have anything.
So we did close on Sun Valley. Supposedly closing on Biscotti on the 10th. I indicate supposedly.
No, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow now.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Okay.
And then Flying Dutch is closing next 16th,
14th,
14th.
Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday. So hopefully those will get buttoned up and be done. So we'll see. Craig?
On Flying Dutch, how is their permitting and what coming along for their business?
I
I
know
don't-
they were
Oh.
granted the license by the state. As far as permitting, I don't know beyond getting the license, what else they need. I could certainly ask Tim.
The way they're doing it is also White Creek is determined they are agricultural, hence don't need planning board permits. Okay. That's the town planning board's decision. I'm not sure.
Photosynthesis is photosynthesis.
I've read a lot of the laws about that and talked to some agricultural people, and they have a different opinion, but I'm not going to get in White Creek's policies. So we'll see. So, and then we have the meeting after on Monday to pass it so we can continue to have video conferencing. Maybe the state governor is going to extend that, but I don't want to take that for granted because so if you don't do this, we sort of a little bit hard having video conferencing. Let's just get it done, get over with, get there. There will be another couple more subjects to talk about Monday. There's a financing thing we have to get done for someone's refinancing. They need our permission. So we got to get that done. They're going to close next week, 14th to 15th. It's always surprising to the last minute. Some people all of a sudden remember they have to come to the IDA and ask for permission for extension. So that's about it. Any other questions or topics? Okay. I would like to adjourn, but then to go into attorney-client meeting and ask Alie and